I set a goal to talk about the U.S. states and inhabited territories in 2024, and today is Statehood Day for Illinois. Let's have a look. Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for December 3rd. December 3rd is the 337th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 338th in leap years, with 28 days remaining to the end of the year. Illinois was admitted as the 21st U.S. state on December 3rd, 1818. Illinois' capital is in Springfield, and its largest city is Chicago. The metro urban area surrounding Chicago is often referred to as Chicagoland. Illinois has the 5th largest gross domestic product and the 6th largest population, and is the 25th largest state by land area, and is within the top 10 in terms of population density. Illinois' nicknames include Land of Lincoln, Prairie State, and the Inland Empire State. People who are from or who live in Illinois might be called Illinoisians, Illinoisans, or Flatlanders. Illinois' state bird is the northern cardinal. State butterfly is the monarch butterfly. State flower is the violet, and state tree is the white oak. Illinois' state fish is the bluegill. State mammal is the white-tailed deer. Illinois' state reptile is the painted turtle, and they even have a state amphibian, which is the eastern tiger salamander. Illinois' state anthem is a song called Illinois, and the state motto is State Sovereignty, National Union. The area comprising what we currently know as the state of Illinois has been inhabited by humans for at least 12,000 years, and Illinois in general bears significant historical and cultural significance. For example, Illinois is known as the Land of Lincoln because Abraham Lincoln began his political career there. His home and presidential library are in Springfield, the state capital. The world's first skyscraper, the Home Insurance Building, was built in Chicago and opened in 1885. It was 10 stories tall, 138 feet or 42 meters. Notice I'm speaking in past tense here. Sadly, the Home Insurance Building was demolished in 1931 to help make room for the Field Building. The famous Mother Road, Route 66, began in Chicago, running westward to Santa Monica, California. Some years ago, we visited Chicago and found the sign marking the beginning of the route, Route 66. Illinois played a key role in the Underground Railroad during the fight against slavery. Now, we've mentioned more than once musical connections to Chicago. Its world-famous center for jazz and blues music, with the Chicago Blues Festival being the largest free blues festival in the world. Chicago's renowned for its deep dish pizza, a unique and hearty twist on the classic. Illinois is home to several of the iconic Muffler Man fiberglass statues, often found along historic Route 66. And in the Natural Wonders Department, Shawnee National Forest is located in southern Illinois and features 7 designated wilderness areas. UNESCO World Heritage Site Cahokia Mounds is the site of a pre-Columbian Native American city circa 1050 to 1350. Cahokia was the largest and most influential urban settlement of the Mississippian culture, which developed advanced societies across much of what is now the central and southeastern United States, beginning more than 1,000 years before European contact. The Willis Tower, formerly the Sears Tower, in Chicago was the tallest building in the world when it was completed in 1973 and remains one of the tallest buildings in the Western Hemisphere. Did you know that Illinois is the top producer of pumpkins in the U.S.? Morton, Illinois, a suburb of Peoria, holds a pumpkin festival in September of every year. It says that 99% of the world's canned pumpkin comes from Morton, giving them bragging rights as the pumpkin capital of the world. Walt Disney was born in Chicago in 1901, and Barack Obama served as senator from Illinois and lived in Chicago prior to becoming the 44th president of the United States. Yet another very interesting state in the Union of the United States. Happy Statehood Day, Illinois. Since we're talking about Illinois today, how about a song from the band named after its most famous city, Chicago? Starting out as The Big Thing in 1967, the band changed their name to Chicago Transit Authority in 1968, and finally, simply, Chicago in 1970. Calling themselves a rock and roll band with horns, Chicago is one of the longest-running and most successful rock groups, and is definitely on the list of the world's best-selling groups of all time. Chicago has so far produced some 44 albums, 67 singles, and have been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Their very first album, The Chicago Transit Authority, was released in 1969, and 3 songs were released as singles from that album. Questions 67 and 68, I'm a Man in 1969, Beginnings in 1969, and Does Anybody Really Know What Time It Is in 1970. Let's look at Beginnings. Written by Robert Lamb, Beginnings was the second single released by the group and for some reason failed to chart the first time it was released. Chicago kept making music and releasing songs though, and re-released Beginnings in 1971. It did considerably better that time, making it into the top 10 at number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100, with their song Color My World on the B-side. Beginnings also reached number 1 on the U.S. Easy Listening chart. Beginnings by Chicago, link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That playlist lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page. It's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.